Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
So, on Sunday morning, thanks for
Mm.
joining, making ourselves available for this conversation, collaborate, contribute to each others. So, once again, welcome to SSAG and PPGI Women's Day 2026 celebrations. So, we all know that we celebrate International Women's Day on March 8th. And we all remember that it's a tradition which has begun almost more than 100 years ago. And almost 100 plus countries today, people are celebrating Women's Day. So mainly to see like that women's achievements and their continuous journey toward equal opportunities. But as we all know, it's a reminding us for us on the progress we have made and also the work that still lies ahead of the gender equality. So it is still going on. So it's truly wonderful to see so many of you joining us today to celebrate, reflect, and learn together. So, as we all know, this year's theme is Give to Gain. So, and personally, I love this theme because it reflects something many women practice every day, often quietly and consistently. We give our time, our care, our effort, ideas, and we support each other, sometimes without even expecting anything in return. Giving can be strength, or it can be leadership, and even it can be the way we build communities where everyone grows. So, in the next set of lightning talks, you will hear a lot of stories, insights, and practical lessons, professional journeys. Maybe it might be looking like a short in time, but I'm sure it's going to be powerful in impact. So, as we listen, I invite Swapna to take it forward with our lightning talks of the day. Over to you, Swapna.
Thank you, Nirmala. Thank you for your wonderful introduction. And yeah, today, as we all celebrate International Women's Day, and a warm welcome to all of you. And I don't waste all of your time. Lazy cozy Sunday, and I'll try to keep everyone energetic. And I will start with one interesting fact. Today marks the finale of India and sorry, New
New
Zealand.
Zealand.
New Zealand finale for the T20 World Cup, and today I just wanted to start with one of the interesting fact on sports. Serena Williams has won 23 Grand Slam
Wow.
titles, one of the greatest records in tennis history, as you all know. Kudos to her, and
Hmm.
let's not delay. Move to our first speaker, Dr. Shailaja, and would like to listen and with great energy to start with her. Over to you, sir.
Thank you so much, Nirmala and Swapna as well. Let me quickly open. So, Satish, how many minutes do we have here?
10 minutes.
Okay, 10 minutes. So, can you all see the screen?
No.
Okay.
Yes,
Yeah, we
yes.
can see.
We can. Yes, now. Yes.
You can on the full screen mode?
Yes.
Awesome.
Yes.
Okay, so the topic that I chose is leadership. Of course, the theme is give to gain. Okay, I have about. I'm just clocking my time. Okay, so let me. So why is the screen not moving? Okay, yeah. Can you see this?
Yes, we can see.
Okay, great. So I want to quickly start off because a lot of you know that, in Chennai or Tamil Nadu, you have this Kuttu Vilakku, right? So we start any kind of an event with that lighting of the lamp. So I wanted to take you to this particular story, right? That many years ago I was invited. I still keep doing these inauguration of events, but when I was invited, it was nothing grand, okay? It was just a modest hall, a modest gathering, and at the center, a brass lamp was waiting to be lit, right? As I stood there holding that particular wick, I realized something, right? That lighting a lamp is quite symbolic, and all of us would definitely be able to relate to that, right? So I felt in that moment that we're not just starting a program, right, like how we are doing today, but we are initiating that energy, right? We are saying, let something meaningful begin here. The flame is quite small, fragile, quiet, right? It has the power to remove darkness for everyone in the room. And that day, I realized that leadership is exactly like that flame, right? It does not begin with noise, it begins with a great intention. So, when I think back, okay, so I want to begin with a very simple thought as an introduction that leadership is not a position, it's a choice for us to step forward, a choice for us to take responsibility, a choice for others to lift others as we rise. So today I want to speak about this beautiful concept called leadership, not as a theory, of course, right? Not as a corporate competency, but as a very deeply human journey, right? So it is personal as well as professional, especially for us who are navigating workplaces, families, expectations, and our own inner voice, which is very crucial. So I'm categorizing it into different, slides. So I'll quickly take about a minute for each slide and then stop, right? So the first is leadership begins within, right? So even before leadership shows up in boardrooms, it begins in the mind and the mirror. Leadership starts the day you speak when silence is easier, try when fear is louder. We are very scared when we get into a boardroom or a leadership meeting, and continue when results are invisible. Lot of us as women underestimate ourselves, not because we lack ability, but we carry doubt disguised as humility, right? A lot of us are very humble and we won't take the front kind of a torchbearer role. Now, let me say this very clearly today that we do not need permission to lead, right? Leadership begins when you stop waiting to be chosen and we start choosing ourselves, right? The second category is the myth of perfect leaders. Who is a perfect leader? We often imagine leaders are very confident, flawless, always very certain. But no, right? Leadership, I have experienced that, is quite messy. Real leaders feel very unsure. We all make mistakes. We learn in public and we grow through that discomfort, right? Leadership is not about having all the answers. It's about having the courage to ask better questions. And sometimes the strongest leadership is very quietly listening deeply, and we should stand firm, and we have to hold integrity even when no one is watching. The third category is women and leadership, right? We have so many invisible barriers to us. Now, we don't just work, as I said, we navigate bias without naming it. We navigate expectations without complaining. We take responsibility without recognition sometimes. So all of us, I know, are taught at some point in time during our childhood or later on, don't be too loud, don't be too ambitious, don't be too assertive, right? But here is the truth. Leadership is not about being loud. It's about being clear. And clear in what? Clear in values, clear in purpose, clear in our voice. The world today does not need women who just fit into or sink into leadership, right? The world needs leadership that expands because of all of us together. The fourth one is leadership is influence, not authority. Now, if we inspire trust, we enable others, we take ownership, we stand for what is right, that means we're already leading. We don't need to have a title, right? So true leadership is measured not by how many people report into us, but how many people grow because of us. Are we creating more leaders? So ask yourself, do people feel stronger working with me? Do I create fear or do I create confidence? Do I compete or do I elevate? These are the questions that we should be asking ourselves. And leadership is not about being the best in the room. It's about making the room better, right? Like all of us are doing today. Now, the courage to take space is another beautiful step in this leadership journey, because this is one of the biggest shifts for women is learning to take space, right? To apology. So speak your idea, share your perspective, own your successes. We should not shrink to make others comfortable. We should not hesitate to be visible. And let's not wait to be fully ready, because leadership is not born from readiness, it is born from readiness to try, right? Have we ever been trying? Now, how do we redefine our strength? Strength is not about hardness, it's about resilience. And we saw that during COVID and post that as well, right? Strength is showing up on difficult days, staying kind in competitive spaces, holding values in pressure. And even after we encounter setbacks, are we continuing or no, right? And I often see that women leaders carry a lot of emotional intelligence. We have empathy. We always talk about inclusion, but not as weakness, but as leadership power. Because the future of leadership is not commanding and controlling, but it is to connect and enable. And I feel women are naturally wired for this shift, right? So, how do we lift as we rise? It's a very, very difficult thing to do because no woman truly succeeds alone. Leadership becomes meaningful when it is collective, right? We need to mentor someone, we need to encourage someone, we need to open doors for someone. And I always had this privilege that I always had mentors and leaders who said, I believe in you, Shailaja, right? Because confidence grows faster when someone else sees our potential even before we do, right? So let us not just break glass ceilings, but remove those ladders of exclusion. Now, how do we create this leadership in everyday moments, right? Because leadership is not just in big decisions, it lives in small daily choices of ours. How do we choose integrity over convenience? How do we choose growth over comfort? How do we choose responsibility over blame? How do we choose courage over fear? Because every day leadership shapes extraordinary lives. And we don't become a leader just overnight or in one day, right? We become a leader daily, consistently. Okay. Now, the inner dialogue is something that a lot of people ask me questions about. What is the biggest barrier to leadership? Is it external? Is it internal? It's always internal, right? Most of the times, because it is that voice which says, maybe I'm not ready. Maybe I'm not good enough. Maybe I should wait for something else. I don't know, right? Now, leadership begins when we respond, I may not know everything, but I will not step back from becoming everything I can be. Let me figure it out, right? So that's the beauty of it. Now, a lot of us are talking about Gen Z, right? So, leadership for the next generation. Now, today, young girls are watching us, all of us around them, in homes, in offices, and in communities, and in societies. They're not listening to what we say, but they're watching how we are actually living, right? So let them see this: the courage, self respect, strength with kindness, ambition without guilt. Because when a woman leads, she does not just change her own life, she changes what others believe is possible, right? Just a quick closing reflection for all of us. Let me leave you all with these three thoughts. Leadership is not about power, it's about purpose. Leadership is not about position, it's about impact. Leadership is not about perfection, but it's about courage. So today, on this International Women's Day, I invite each one of you to keep asking this: why am I holding back? Where can I step forward? Who can I lift along the way? Because the world today does not need more perfect leaders, it needs more authentic, courageous, and compassionate leaders. And many of them, I'm sure, are sitting right here today on this call, right? I'm going back to the same story that I began with, right? The lamp story. Now, what truly matters is how many lamps are brighter because we chose to shine, we chose to give, right? We chose to gain. So, thank you, and wish all of us a very, very happy International Women's Day once again. More power to us. Thank you.
Thank you, Shailja, for sharing your insights, and which is really valuable to all of us. And
Thank you.
I'm sure everyone has a key takeaways for today. And
Thank you.
yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Before moving on to our next speaker, I would like to share one fun fact about women's bag mystery. Everyone interested? So everyone might be aware of what women carry, or if you might not, but often a woman's handbag often carries things for every possible situation, like from a charger to a safety pin or to tissues. Right? It's basically a mini survival kit that we often carry. Okay, yeah. Let's move to our next speaker, Rekha Jain. Yeah, over to you, Rekha Jain.
Thank you. Swapna, now I know why men's purse is called purse, but women's thing is called bag.
Yeah. Yeah.
You answered that today. Thank you so much. And happy International Women's Day to all these wonderful women out there and the men out there. Glad guys, you're part of this great event. So thank you for having me here. Um, quick check, very simple one. I need your participation, people. So what is it that we are going to do? I just have two questions. And if the women folks can just raise their hand, that could be the quick and dirty way to get some data. Yeah. So on any day, like in our tenure, when we used to really go to office uh, all 5 days, how many of us have frequently used the rec room? Spontaneous, quick, raise your hand. So you've used the rec room frequently.
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay. Second one. Let's say you are done. We get fortunate. We do get fortunate sometimes. You're smart. So you're done early for the day. How many of you say, you use that and hit home directly to finish your chores for the day? So that's running on your mind. You're done. You want to quickly head home. How many of you did that? You can raise your hand and then Satish will help me with the count. So every time we were finishing quickly, we just went home to finish rest of the stuff. If anybody who didn't do that.
We can see almost 6, 7 hands raised.
Okay, so given the house looks like everybody did that. So that's exactly what struck me. Even I am part of that crowd for most part of my time. So what is it that we're doing? And why did I choose this? Right? As to, let me give this survey first. It's come. Okay. So I really wanted it to be inquisitive as to what is it that we were doing, right? And stop going to school because that is what we did when we were children. But then for a lot of us, it continued into our corporate world also. Lot of time, the chores that we have to finish one after the other, the race that we are just, be completing, not over days, weeks, months, like decades, forever. Like finish this, complete some part of your work at home, rush to office, you have a task list of yours, complete that. The moment you're done, you get back home, you finish the chores, you try to get some sleep so you are ready to do other stuff in the morning again. So this has been going on and on and on forever. Like, did we ever think, are we pausing somewhere? Are we giving our own selves some priority in the list as to what is it that we collect? What is it that we feel like? I may like to dance. I may like to listen to some good numbers. Maybe do we do that? We don't do that. So even if we finish quickly, we won't think of let me go talk to my friend, drop into my aunt's place, to his place, chit chat for some time, gossip if that's very, very natural instinct. Do feel unwind and then come back. We don't do that. But do you know how much it piles on within us? And we feel, what have we been doing? And that was precisely the point I wanted to stress upon. Like, Stop going to school. We were done with that long back. So let's not continue doing that anymore. Start going to college, start going to corporate. Make use of those wonderful opportunities. Every corporate gives us those rec rooms, which otherwise would take lakhs to build. You've got something. Play, go see what's there. And what is it that we do by that, right? One, you tend to get an opportunity to switch off and switch on from the grind that you're in, which might, help you with getting new ideas, innovate. And then you will also get to talk to people from other spheres as to what they are doing. They could be doing things differently. Like this very day, we were talking about this talk, right? The Lightning Talks. We got it from another forum. The other day, I was a panelist in one of the forum, wherein all these women folks have created a Guinness Book of World Record for conducting the cervical cancer campus. Uh, but what was their modus operandi? Across India, whatever they do it across all their 500 branches together at same time. They got that Guinness Book of World Record. What's happening? We are also part of such organizations. We carry those ideas. We get it here. We can be the transportation there. Guys, your network is your network these days. You get to learn from people. You get to exhibit your talent, your skill to others when you happen to interact. You will not get that chance otherwise, right? You don't talk to another LOVs. That person could be manager, CEO, somebody you don't set up time to talk to them. But if you're getting into a rec room, you exchange thoughts, ideas, you play. I can give my example. I started going there because initially we didn't have a project. So we were like, and we were mandated to be there for 8 hours. Now I feel that was a blessing in disguise. No work, what to do? We said, okay, let's hit the rec room. I started my TT thing, which I had left in my childhood. We got to play that. And then when we started getting the project also, managed to go there, play that for some time. The next year, I won all those trophies. We have our those days, right? The sports day and all. That was such a good feeling. And then you get that back home. You are getting your value up at home also, which is very important. And like Dr. Shailaja just mentioned, right? Intent, of course. It all starts with intent. Have yourself prioritize intentionally. Make yourself in that list intentionally. Be it fear, be it one certification, be it taking yourself to what you like, do that. But work on getting some certification that you want voluntarily, besides the mandated ones that you have to finish and somebody's on top of your head to finish. Do something for yourself because that is something which will talk in your favor, that will reflect in your own persona. And she again hit on very pertinent stuff, right? Gen Z and your next gen is watching you. This hit me hard again. Like I was doing something on a Sunday, I picked up something. I was like, okay, I'll sit. Why don't I finish up some cleaning of vegetables? I was like, I told my daughter, get this, get this, get this. And she's like, you don't deserve a holiday, mama. Like even if you get one, you tend to pick something, invite stuff into it. You don't sit. And I was like, really? And what happens is actually we don't realize, they realize we are always in that rush to finish things. Our body doesn't support sometimes, we are exhausted and we crib and we shout sometimes. They bear the brunt of it and like, oh my God, why do you do and why do you shout? And then the entire atmosphere is a little tense at that point in time. So that's when I realized we want to do some things we are not able to do. So that's how it just comes out without little control at that point in time. So please prioritize yourself. If we don't do that, there's nobody who's going to do it for us, right? We have to do it. Like Nirmala was talking about 100 years. Nobody came and gave it to us. We started proactively. We started telling them we are worth this. We are worth this. So we've got to continue that rather than getting into the grind. We have to. We don't have a choice, and we love doing what we're doing. But prioritize yourself. It could be 10 minutes a day, once a week, let's say 2 times a month, whatever, but put in intentionally time for yourself and do that without guilt. Very important. So, yes, that is the thought I wanted to leave everyone with. Stop going to school, live your life. We are done, deal with that. Thank you. Thank you for having me here.
Thank you, Rika. That's really important nowadays. So when you are dynamic to tackle any situation, and you deserve for a me time to for a stronger comeback and refresh yourself, often it is needed. Yeah, thank you.
Thank
Thank you
you.
for sharing your thoughts, Rika. Okay, before moving on to next speaker, another fun fact. If you ever want a quick advice on anything like on life or fashion or career or food or anything, any sort of question, just ask in a women's group chat. You will get 25 answers in 2 minutes. Try it and let all of us know. Thank you. And yeah, our we welcome our next speaker, Diti. On her, the topic is I'm hero. Wait,
No.
I'm here. I'm saying I'm zero. Wait, that's
Yes.
interesting. Oh, would love to hear from you, Diti. Over to you.
Now, thank you so much. This is Deepthi Ergudipati. I love to be called as a disruptor. Uh, and I'll start with the disruption first. Now, our mentor said, we get the answers in women's group quickly. Now, the first question is for all the women. How many of you feel you're zero?
I'm
No,
not.
None of us.
none of you. Okay. So now
Deepti have a
I'll
different
disrupt the men.
answer. Just a
Now
different
I'll
answer.
disrupt. Now I'll disrupt the men. If any woman, be it your friend, be it your wife, be it your daughter, someone comes to you and says to you, I'm zero, what would be your first reaction? This is what I'm trying to prove you from ages. Is it this statement?
No,
Or
no.
or with full modesty, you come and say, like, no, we are equal. Add one before zero, and that one is you. Okay, good. I got half answer. But trust me, today I'm going to reveal the fact which I have said 1,000 times to my husband, my husband's friends, and my family that I'm a zero. And I strongly believe I'm zero. Having 18 plus years of professional experience, 17 years of married life, mother of a 12-year-old daughter, still, I believe I'm zero. The world runs on numbers. The world doesn't run on emotions. I will tell you why I'm zero. I'll go with the properties of zero. As Rekha told, go back to the school. I'm the mother of a 12-year-old who makes her study day in, day out, right? So I'll go back to the school now. What is the basic property of a zero? Or right after the numbers, what is that one thing we learn? Addition. If a zero gets added to a number, the number gets the identity. The zero doesn't get the identity. 0 plus 5 is 5. Zero loses its identity, though it's been added. The first very basic place we all loses our identity humbly, and we look for the identity of being called as a mother. I'm called as a Diti by my neighbors until my daughter stepped out of my home. Now my identity is Abhigna's mother. I lost my identity with my neighbors. And I'm super proud of it. Now, are you making like, okay, I'm halfway to zero? Close to zero? And I'll go with the multiplication by now. If I'm going with my multiplication, I make the other 0. Any number multiplied by 0 is 0. I make the other 0, being women. My empathy be with my 12-year-old daughter to the new talent in my team is the same. Like how I teach my 12-year-old at home is the same that I do with my new resource. I carry the effective resource utilization of my leftover rice, making it to a fried rice to the leftover resource in my team. I'm not losing my core of being 0, irrespective of 100 into 0, 0, or minus 10 into 0 is 0. I'm 0 there. I'm not losing my strength of being a woman, be it a mother, be it a leader, be it a manager, doesn't matter. My core strength, like what Dr. Shailaja has told or what Rekha has told, my core strength, my priority remains the same with me. And the next interesting factor, 0 has great power, introduced by Indians. Though people say women are less, women are 0, the whole number. Yes, we are the whole number. We make circle. We shift from roles. We don't have a beginning. We don't have end. Our cycle starts, be it morning 6 to be it 12. We will be running. Our thoughts will be running. And we are the origin of every thought. Whatever we do, I go with, okay, the next chore, breakfast done. I need to rush to office. Office done, like Rekha asked, how many times you went like, I'm done with the office. I need to rush to home. 100 times. Every time. Given an opportunity, my work will be done in 3 minutes, 3 hours, doesn't matter. I'll say like my mandatory office hours is done. I'll rush to home because mine is a continuous circle. I don't have any kind of straight line over there. I'm a circle. I'm a 0. And I have that power of 0 making into 1. A successful man or a successful kid, everyone points to the woman, be it mother or be it wife or be it sister. The credit is given to the woman because we are the power of any number, doesn't matter. Any number to the power of 0 is equal to 1. We have that power of making it 1, be in ascending order or descending order. If you want to spoil something, women can do it. If you want to make something in a prioritized, women can do it. So we have the power of making ascending or descending. And when we have that power, Swapna has mentioned about grand slams and milestones. We create the milestones being 0. Someone mentioned in the chat, 1 after the 0 is called a decade. You don't celebrate 99, you celebrate 100 because you have 2 zeros there. That is the power of 0. Now, my friends, how many accept that woman is a 0 and I am a 0? See? That's what my talk is. And a very happy Women's Day. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Rekha. Sorry, thank you, Deepti. You made everyone, all of us, 0. But yeah, 0 is not a lesser value. It adds more. If the 0 increases, the value increases. Yes. Thank you for that.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. It's it again. Another fun fact. So, as everyone wonder, many women can remember conversations, dates, and small details from years ago, right? Everybody like pissed off for that. Why she remembers all of these and pulls whenever not required, which makes women amazing storytellers. That's the fact. That's why we remember every detail. Okay, yeah. Okay, moving on to next speaker, Shivani. Her topic on will be on three P's: plan, purpose, and pause. Yeah, interesting topic. Yeah, thank you. Over to you, Shivani.
Thank you so much, Swapna. And very interesting fact given by Deepthi just before me. And I agree, yes, we are zero. And I would say, yes, we are the circle. We complete every cycle that we can think of about having a life, running the life, or educating anyone. Coming to my topic, plan, propose, and pause. So I want to ask all of you, many of you already would have been a woman by now. How many of you think mad break was a break? Maternity break was a break? How many of you agree with me or disagree with me? It was not. Even though when you go back to the work, you are given so many compliments and full of motivation. Oh, you had amazing break, right? And then you are just, I only know what kind of break it was. I wish you could have the same break. All right. With that, a very happy Women's Day to all the women out here and all the men who are being supported by women in different forms at home, at work, everywhere in life. So here we start. I'm going to talk about how my life turned to 360-degree when it was back in year 2023. I had almost 3 pregnancies back to back. With that, emotionally, physically drained, being told by family, keep going, you want to have the child, right? So much of emotional stigma was there, so much of guilt was there of not keeping or keeping the child. And then, whatever decision I had, it impacted whom? A man or a woman, a mother in law, father in law, or the kid? No, it's only and only the women. The first lesson came out after having decisions. Take your decisions yourself. It's your body. Listen to it. Listen to your mind. It's never wrong. Never ever have any kind of guilt be overwhelming for you. In the end, it's only and only who needs to show a face to yourself in the mirror. You don't need to go out. You don't need to face anybody. You're not answerable to anyone. With that, after after having a different kind of incident followed by everything else that was happening aside, I was discovered with severe depression, and I was thinking of the way how I could end my life. Imagine, from there the journey started. After having a therapies for over 1 year, a women therapist holding my hand, taking me out of that dark room, bringing out to the level that I can again stand in front of all of you and talk so loud. By the time I was not able to ask the rate of potato in the market to a grower. Imagine the way I had to come out. Because the only reason I had to survive was why me? Why I have to come down? For anybody? Is there really anyone out who deserves me to be gone? No one. I will be staying, I will be fighting, I will be surviving only and only for myself. Then came the idea of pausing. And when you have the right intention, God's with you, is always with you. And then came out the result of the performance cycle. And my boss told me, you are not performing, you are underperforming. You will not be given your PLI, and there is no increment for you. And my statement was, okay, here we go. I'm not performing as per you, you're not performing as per me. The organization is not performing as per me, you cannot pay me enough. So, time we change ourselves. I'll change you, and you change me. Trust me, 3 years gone by, they are not even able to find my replacement yet. Imagine. So that's an aura, that's an identity you have to leave, that the void can never be filled by anyone. Came with the idea, okay, not performing, so now the time to go pause. But no, you cannot take a decision instantly and leave a job. Being at the peak of your career, already a program manager handling 10 plus programs, and looking forward to the promotion and being told an underperformer on your pace. And the plan was happening, trust me, in the background almost by 6 months back. So that was the journey. So the plan, what? It's about being independent. 1 year going to plan a pause for yourself. What all I planned? One, the financial independence. Second, the emotional intelligence for myself that, okay, I don't need to answer anyone. Third, what I'm going to do with the time while I have been working almost 12 hours a day, even in the COVID. So these were the things that I knew I had to answer myself, first of all, before answering anyone else. Second step was propose. It's not about seeking permission, as everyone else is saying. All the women fellows said, no, you're not supposed to take permission, you're supposed to declare. But it's always a plan you need to propose. I proposed my husband. I want to rediscover myself. I want to reinvent myself and going for a different career altogether because I'm not liking this job anymore. And by the time I was already 35 plus of age, that was the time I could go for a career change. That was the only instant and year that I could look forward to with being told underperformer again. And then finally I resigned the same day I was being put on underperformer trademark. I put down my resign, and with that, the pause began. Give me a second, please. All right. So we were talking about the pause, how it started. Gratuity of 5 years in my account, PF of 12 plus years in my account, 30 days plus paid leaves in my account, and 1.5 months of the, I would say, the period I was supposed to pay by the organization in my account. And that is how I planned, I proposed, and I executed it. And definitely, what's the lesson out here? It was not an easy journey to go for that pause. But yes, it was the game changer for me, wherein I was trying to have a financial growth, a leap in my career, going to the leadership role, and a transition back in the IT. And what I did, I paused, I enjoyed my life with my kids for almost 6 months. Had those chit and chat with my friends, my families, going out on those coffee dates, everything else. I enjoyed that. A working woman just look at a women at home who wants to enjoy. I had it all without any regret and all the money with me. Next, after 6 months, I proposed in fortunately I got to connected with SSAG group, and there I found a mentor who held my hand and helped me become a scrum master, the role that I was aiming to for 2 years. And here I go. I was too casual at that time because yes, I wanted to enjoy the break. It took me 11 months to crack almost like 5 interviews in one row, but what it took me, 100 interviews in 11 months. And I was enjoying all the failures because the interviewer will laugh at me and I would laugh at him. Thank you for giving me the question paper for the right interview. And I was jotting down all the right questions. And I helped so many more people to crack interviews. So that's my journey. That's the lesson. Keep growing. Help the other women. That's very important. The woman who told me underperformer is the same woman who was recommending somebody to my organization next within a part of 6 months. Imagine. So that's how. Create your space, create your identity. Your identity is not being a mother, being a daughter, being a wife. You are what you are. I'm Shivani and I will be Shivani until I'm alive. And stay so cheerful wherever you go. Have a Women's Day.
Wow, that's a great lecture, Shivani. Yeah, key takeaway that we have today from your session is the challenges women face during the maternity and postpartum phase often shape an incredible level of strength and resilience. I believe everyone will agree that. Thank you, Shivani, for the wonderful session. And yeah, before moving to another wonderful speaker, another fun fact, I think most of the men have heard about this with their spouse. I'll be ready in 5 minutes. Yeah, sometimes means a little longer, right? And have you ever wondered? But the result is always worth the wait, right? Agree? I hope everyone agrees for this. Yeah, thank you. And yeah, let's move to another speaker, Sirisha. Her topic is on the 5C code, new DNA of women leadership. Interesting. Over to you, Sirisha.
Okay, thank you, Swapna. Hope I'm audible.
Yes.
Okay. So I think all the topics I wanted to cover are already covered by the previous one. So what I'm trying to do here is everyone looks like all of our challenges are similar, right? But how do we navigate through this journey and how do we, I tried to shape it up in a format and I would like to call it as 5 C's, right? Generally, when we talk about the leadership, especially in this era of AI, we often talk about algorithms, data, and machines. But there is always two sides to a coin. There is another story that runs quietly in many of our minds, right? My story too had a similar question. Can you guess what that question could be, which we always struggle with whenever we have been given with an opportunity to grow? What that question that pops up in all of our minds, majority of the minds, especially for women? Any guesses? Have you ever struggled with this question of am I ready? Am I ready yet? The question of self-doubt. Did it occur? Anytime.
Many times.
Many times, right? Yeah. So that's the difference between men and women, right? When given a time, given an opportunity, when men are they'll jump at it and then they grab that opportunity. Whereas we women always struggle with that question. We try to be so perfect. We try to be uh, like we are the magic wands. Like we feel ourselves like, hey, you know what? I can't let this go. I mean, I have to fulfill it, and we give our best. So this question of am I ready for this? And in my journey, when I started the reflection activity, I got to know this is called imposter syndrome, right? The imposter syndrome of we don't take the credit of what we have achieved so far is because of our efforts. And why we are here because we deserve it. So when we walk into a room full of experts or when we are trying something new, and we see like a lot of people speak confidently about the technology, the strategy, the innovation. But always, I had that struggle where in my mind, the voice, silent voice, whispers me telling that, are you ready? But over the time, something has shifted. And this is my journey I wanted to share with all of you so that uh, because I realize the struggles are real, the struggles are common across. How do we shape it up? How do we overcome it? And as would this go away anytime? I couldn't find it yet, but what I'm trying to share is how I could overcome this and how I could navigate through this challenge, right? So, women like me who grow into leadership roles never eliminated this voice, I hope. And we reshaped ourselves to overcome this and developed uh, this 5C code, which I would like to present, which I call it as the DNA of women leadership in the AI era, right? So, what are these 5 C's? Before I say that, let me start sharing my screen. Please let me know if you're able to see my screen.
Yes, we are.
You are? Oh, wonderful. So, let's start with being courageous. Courage always begins within. As Shailaja said, right? It is always taking a step forward. I have put it in a simple 3 step format like step up, speak up, and show up. Courage is putting aside that quiet voice of self doubt, uh, overcoming that imposter syndrome. And how do we do it? Step up for every opportunity that appear where we feel that we belong. And this is something we would like to aspire. We would like to grab. Sure, even when we feel uncomfortable, when we feel doubtful, there are days which are bright, there are definitely days which are cloudy. So, how do we show up consistently and speak up to express ideas, to challenge, to question the systems, to question the practices? And because courage is often the moment when a woman decides, you know what, my voice matters, hence the reason I am here at the table. And second one I would like to focus is about the capability, right? Especially in this UCA world where everything is changing so rapidly. And in the technology space, we know our own struggles, right? Where do we get time to upskill? Where do we get time to sharpen our saw? So this is the time. What does it mean being capable is prioritize the self growth, give ourselves the time and prioritizing that we do have time, we can make time for our own growth, right? So in this era, capability is not about knowing everything, it's about staying curious, because the moment we become curious, we get to know and we can find the solutions. And women leaders grow when we move from thinking I'm not technical enough, because I had my own struggle thinking that I'm not technical enough, to I can learn what I need to. Capability grows when we give ourselves the permission to keep evolving, learn, unlearn, and relearn. Third, and the most important, is about the clarity. Because clarity is not always outside, not how we present ourselves, not all of that. Is it about, of course, find how we communicate also definitely requires a lot of clarity. It again, I'm trying to focus on the self, inner part, right? So clarity is developing that inner compass. In this fast changing environments, there is a lot of noise around us, right? Many voices, we try to shape ourselves up. And the leadership requires clarity. And if we really want to grow, then we need to understand who we are and what we stand for. Clarity means asking the question ourselves, hey, do you know what kind of a leader I would like to become? And what are the values that I would like to carry? As many of us said, somebody said, I'm zero, I'm super compassionate and I grow by others, I elevate others. And somebody said, you know what, be compassionate and make other people shine, grow as a community, right? So it may be different for in each of us, it may be the same, but finding those and understanding those and leading by those values, because the clearest, the leaders are not those who are the loudest voices, right? Those are the ones, the strong leaders, whomever we have seen, are the ones who has their inner compass surpassing the noise around. And the fourth one is about the choices we make. And this is one of the biggest struggle, because I mean, even Indra Nooyi has said that, right? So what she said is, always when we have to make a choice, the next thing we get bombarded with is the guilt. The guilt, the cope of mechanisms and all that. Because, see, choices, even men has to make choices, right? I mean, they have to make a lot of choices. But when it comes to women, the guilt, the quotient of guilt which we have to overcome, that's where the difference comes in. So, and trust me, leadership is not about living a life without difficult choices, because day in, day out, as we are growing, we have to make a very difficult choices, right? So how do we, I mean, it could be a choice between attending an important meeting versus being a parent representing at the kids' school, right? Often that one comes very often. Or taking a wonderful opportunity which we were aspiring for, right? Versus being present and protecting the family time. I think somebody said the life cycle of the humans are very funny, because when we have more energy, we have been bombarded with a lot of priorities. So how do we overcome this? How do we overcome this? The guilt that we quietly carry, right? The feeling of not doing enough in one of the roles that we hold. So here is the truth. It's not going to go away. Even many leaders, including Indra Nooyi, said like we can't have it all. But what matters is about owning the choices that we make, right? I mean, there could be right, that could be wrong, but owning that and living with that. So trusting that pursuit of growth making us whole, because every woman who chooses to grow, lead, pursue her aspirations is not choosing between the roles. It is about expanding the art of possible. And please remember, our next generations are watching us. So be bold, be take the decisions, and let's live with the choices. And if we are failing, no problem, we can always learn and grow. Compassion, the last one, last but not the least, and the most important one, because we often find time, as Deepti said, right? We are zeros and we elevate others, etc. We often find time, we try to be compassionate with others, we try to be humble, all of that. But where do we get that me time? Express kindness to ourselves, because compassion begins with self. Especially for women, this is one of the factors we all would like to ignore, as Rekha said, right? I think this doesn't go away very often. So be compassionate, be kind to yourself. To be compassionate not just with others, but themselves, and to accept the growth that includes doubt. The confidence that doesn't build up overnight. The compassion, the confidence, all these things, the traits doesn't build up overnight. We have to take step by step and allow us to lead without trying to become someone else. So technology will continue to evolve. Algorithms will become smarter. Machines will become faster, and industries and the world will transform. But the future will not be shaped only by the artificial intelligence. It will be shaped by us, with courage, capability, clarity, choices we make, and being compassionate. And when we women lead with these five strengths, we don't just participate in the future, we redefine it. So let's grow together. Here's to all the strong women. May we know them, may we be them, may we raise them. Happy Women's Day. Thank you.
Thank you, Shirisha. Thank you for introducing these 5 C's of women leadership in the AI era. And I'm sure we have a lot of key takeaways from these 5 C's. Okay, let's move to another speaker. Before moving to another wonderful speaker, I just wanted to share one, one another interesting fact on the supporting system. You all believe women has a lot of support system. When women support each other, incredible things happen. Ideas grow, confidence grows, and communities grows, which helps shaping the world, the home, right from starting from home. It helps shaping the future, right? Yeah. And yeah, we have next speaker, Hema, on role of an ITSO in an organization. Over to you, Hema.
Thank you, Swapna. Actually, I did not realize this much earlier it will come.
Okay.
I'm still thinking Dr. Shailajas, Rakas, and everybody's and latest teachers. This I will echo all the speakers, whoever has been spoken till this point, and the last one, that Shishas, I connected a lot actually with that 5C's. And more or less, I do not have any PPT or presentation here. I just wanted to talk about my experience, my current experience. More or less, whatever I want to cover, all those has been covered by all the speakers till this point. But somehow I felt like, I should share it uh, in this forum. So that is why I took this topic. So I'll just start like when we think about technology, most people picture developers writing code or engineers building systems or new digital innovations transforming industries and all. But now today, I want to talk about something less visible and just as important. Okay, that is an invisible layer of any technology. So it's the layer that ensures system remains secure, reliable, and resilient. So because when technology works perfectly, nobody notices. But when something fails, everybody suddenly asks what went wrong. Okay, and for the end user, they doesn't know what is happening behind the scenes. But behind that, reliability and people working quietly to make sure systems continue to operate safely and responsibly. That is where actually I wanted to connect. Roles such as IT service owners, governance leads, and resilience teams, they're all focused not only on building systems but on ensuring the systems remain stable and trustworthy. I was actually basically a developer 15 years back, and from last three years in my current organization, I'm playing this role, and I am relating this role to my personal life and to be frank, I'm very proud to be in this role. So that is where actually I came to realize that I can connect this with Women's Day as a theme basically. So in my current role, I would like to call it as IT service owner, ITSO. Much of my focus is on resilience, governance, risk awareness, and operational readiness. This means I should constantly ask questions like, are our systems prepared for disruption? Are we identifying and managing risks effectively? Are our purposes strong enough to protect both organization and our customers? Certain kind of questions I need to check for myself and with my team every day. In many ways, our role is about protecting stability behind the scenes. Okay, this is the background actually, and interestingly, this connects deeply with the theme of Women's Day, and across the workplaces and even in our personal lives, women often play a very similar role. We naturally anticipate challenges, we naturally plan ahead, manage complexity, and ensure things continue to run smoothly on a daily basis. Much like resilience and governance roles in technology, this work is not always visible but absolutely essential. So today technology is evolving faster, as like said Sirisha said, uh, we are talking about AI, automation, cloud transformation, and digital innovation, everything. But innovation alone is not enough for sure. And every successful digital system depends on trust, stability, and resiliency for sure. That is my experience. That is what I'm experiencing in a day. And another thing I have learned through this journey is that resilience is never built by one team alone. And that lady, Dr. Shailaja said, it requires collaboration. It requires collaboration across engineering, operations, governance, and the systems, the delivery systems, delivery teams, and stability in technology is truly a collective effort. I agree with Dr. Shailaja actually on that part. And this brings me to why this conversation fits perfectly with the spirit of Women's Day basically. And across organizations, many women naturally bring strength that are incredibly valuable in resilience and governance roles. We often think ahead and anticipate risks, plan for multiple possibilities, and we ensure, as a leader, we ensure that things continue to function even when challenges arises. And this is where the diverse perspectives, including women, brings tremendous value. I'm trusting this basically, and these qualities help organizations create technology that is not only innovate but also sustainable and reliable. I'm talking about all the reliability and sustainability, and I'm applying this to my personal life, my personal day-to-day life as well. I have two girl kids, parenting two girl kids, and with the sustainable. I mean, I need to sustainable. I need to reliable here as well. Just connecting the dots here, and when people think about tech careers, they often imagine coding and engineering roles, but technology organizations like what I'm working now also have a different roles. Like uh, have in the sense, like need roles, need leaders like who can who can run governance, resilience, delivery, risk management, and operational excellence in a smooth way. So these are all, these are all the roles are existed, but many of us doesn't know. These roles shape how technology is trusted, scaled, sustained across the world. Across the world, I can say, I can stress. And for many women looking to grow in technology, these paths are powerful opportunities to influence systems at a strategic level and ensuring that innovation works safely for millions of people. I came to realize it only once I am into this role. Fortunately or unfortunately, I got this role, but when I got this role, I didn't know what exactly is it. But in last 3 years, whatever I have learned, I'm very proud of for that. I mean, as much as I'm feeling like I'm proud as a mother, I'm proud as a ITS owner as well in this organization actually. This is actually a vast topic. I want to conclude it like, innovation moves fast, but resilience ensures that innovation lasts. And that balance is smoothing diverse teams to achieve the best, basically. And so today, on this occasion of Women's Day, I'd like to leave you with one thought like leadership in technology is not only about creating new systems, it is also about protecting, strengthening, and sustaining the systems that people rely on every day. And across the organizations around the world, many women are already doing exactly that, quietly serving as guardians of resilience behind the digital world. And I'm not sure how many of you are looking for such kind of roles, but those roles are there with the different, different designations and different names, which we don't know, basically. And I would recommend you people, whoever are looking such roles, you can you can connect to LinkedIn, and I can explain what are all the roles and what will be the titles of such kind of roles and all this. But every woman can enjoy this role. That is what I can say strongly, because I am enjoying these kind of roles. Happy Women's Day to everyone.
Thank you, Hema. Thank you for sharing your thoughts and about your role and experiences where we might need lessons, learn lessons from each other's experiences.
Thank you, Sapna.
Okay. Are you excited for another fun fact? You know, women can instantly set
Yes.
the best lighting and angle for a photo, a skill many photographers would love to master. I'm sure everyone will agree. Okay, let's move on to another wonderful speaker, Harita, on life coaching. Over to you, Harita.
Yeah. Mhm. Yeah, thanks, Sapna, and thanks everyone for this wonderful opportunity. Happy Women's Day. Okay, let me share you my screen. Okay, yes, yes, here we are. Okay, I think most of the points have been already covered by my previous speakers, and thanks for that. Let me try to get it more informational. Yeah. So, good morning, everyone. So I just want to ask you one simple question. Have you ever felt like your life is having 50 browser tabs in your mind? Like how we have opened our system and you don't even know where the music is actually coming from. Have you ever? Yeah. Could see someone raise the hand. Yeah, those browser tabs are nothing but our work responsibilities, children, and family expectations, and also schedules, deadline, WhatsApp groups, and whatnot. Even in the WhatsApp group, we have our family group, office groups, school groups, and so many friends groups. And suddenly, someone will message you at 12 o'clock in midnight saying that noted. And we don't even know what is happening around us and why it is happening, what that message is like that. So, this is just not a funny thing, not only funny, but this is the reality of many of us today. Life has become very faster and expectations have increased, and the number of roles we manage has been multiplied. The thing is, we are capable, we are responsible, and we manage everything. And women are the very silent managers for their families and workplaces. But we are doing our best, but still deep down inside, we always have the question like, am I doing enough? And am I doing this right? Or why I'm always overwhelmed? So have anyone faced this questions every day, in spite of doing multiple roles, giving your best? Okay, yeah. So and this is not only related to one culture or one country. This is across most of the women in the world, including you and including me. So we can say like almost 70% of women in the global population are facing through this imposter syndrome, which is nothing but self-doubt at least one point of their career. And one third of women globally report they're feeling overwhelmed balancing professional and personal responsibilities. But despite all these issues, despite all these pressures and doubts, they still continue to lead. We still continue to lead. I can say that way. And we continue to support our families. We continue to keep things running smoothly. So the issue is not about capability because we are capable enough. Then what is the issue here? It's how we see ourselves as a woman, how we see through ourselves, and the pressure we quietly place on ourselves in everyday life. So, before I just want to share one of my client experience, and before going to that, I want to share one self-realization. Before I started doing this coaching, I was also going through the similar issues more than anyone else, like managing work, managing family, managing expectations, and trying to make sure everything was handled properly and everyone is given 110%. But somewhere I understood like I was managing everyone's life except mine. So I was taught to handle projects, milestones, deadlines, budgets, everything. And also, apart from that, we also used to attend so many leadership programs and personal development programs to enhance our skills. But what we miss, no one really teaches us how to overcome our thoughts, fears, and self-doubt and emotional overload. So that is where we get easily influenced with our fears. So after I started working with people and listening to them, and what I understand is the small internal shifts can create powerful transformations. Okay. So let me come back to the client story. So I got an opportunity to coach one of my clients who is also dearest friend of mine. She was highly successful corporate professional, very intelligent, very hardworking, and very responsible. So from the outset, her life looked very perfect, very good career, very good family, and respected professionally. But she wanted to have a coaching session with me. So I was curious what would go wrong. And she said like, "Hey Harita, I'm feeling like I'm failing at everything." I was like, "Okay. So what made you to think that way?" She said, at work, I feel I'm not doing enough. At home, I'm not doing enough. I feel I'm guilty that I'm not giving enough time to my kids. As a mother, I feel irresponsible, and as a wife, I'm failing down. So I was surprised because she said something which made both of us to laugh together. What she said is like, I'm doing 100 things every day, but still I'm feeling like I'm doing nothing. And trust me, I had the similar feeling. Though, in spite of doing multiple things, somewhere we feel like we do a self audit. We keep auditing ourselves, whether we are doing the right thing, whether we are on track. Uh, so I was just okay. I was just continuing with the session, and we said like, okay, congratulations, because you are a certified human being from today. So we both had a laugh, but and jokes apart, because honestly, this is not her story alone, it's my story too. So the thing is, we are actually capable enough and responsible, and we quietly carry many roles in our life. But somewhere we forget to pause and appreciate our own strength. That is where we are lacking out. I could say this is a root cause of all our concerns here. We forget to take a pause. We forget to reflect ourselves, and we forget to appreciate our own strength. So the thing is, my client, I was saying about my client, no, she was celebrating everyone else. But the problem is, her problem is constant self-criticism or self-doubt or self-auditing. So many women do this, not only her. We encourage others, but we appreciate others, but we fail to appreciate ourselves, and we are always hard on ourselves. Let's not do that, because even others won't be so much harder on us, like how we do to ourselves, or like how we harm ourselves. So I had a small shift here, and we started working on that shift, and it's a kind of reflection again. So after having a discussion or a session with her, she started doing this. Like, instead of asking every day and every night, what I did not do today, what did I not do today? Instead of that is she started questioning, what did I manage today? Then she realized the list was too big. Meetings were handled, problems were solved, her kids actually supported her, family actually cared for her, responsibilities managed, small things, big things, everything, whatever the things that were previously ignored for her, she started noticing that. The thing is, her life did not change. It's the same life, same restless life, same busy life, but she started to recognize her own effort and resilience. So this is what the takeaway from that particular session. So imagine, I want to give you an example here. Our life is similar to Google Maps. So whenever we take a wrong turn during the travel, Google Maps will come up with recalculating. The word recalculating, how powerful it is. It does not say, hey, Matt, don't you even know this? It will not do that. It will say recalculating, or we can say revisiting or rerouting. Such powerful words. So even if technology can be that patient to us, why can't we little kind to ourselves too? So let's take some time and let's try to be very kind to ourselves. And also one more thing, like whenever we plan for something, like for example, from next week onwards, I'm more organized. I'll wake up earlier. I'll do this. I'll do that. We will plan on Sunday, and Monday it will happen, and Tuesday, why can't we take a break today? Why can't we skip on Tuesday? That's how the things happens. That's absolutely fine, because life is busy, life is unpredictable, and waiting for the life to be perfect is not at all possible. It's unrealistic too. So what we can do is we can try to be calm within ourselves. So through many conversations with people, one thing has become very clear to me. People do not lack strength. They simply forget their strength. Sometimes all a person needs is a pause, a reflection, a safe space to think. And when people reconnect with themselves, they realize something very powerful. They were never weak. No one is weak here. We are just carrying too much all alone. Let's not do that. Let's break that. Let's break that system. Let's break that pattern of carrying too much alone. So, and this transformation is not always dramatic. It will not happen just in a day. It will happen with small internal changes. Like, first of all, let's try to be very kinder to ourselves and accept that we know we don't need to be perfect, and allowing ourselves to pass. Just take a pass, and also recognize. First, acknowledge ourselves. Let's acknowledge ourselves, appreciate ourselves that we are doing already more than what we can do. And that's where the shift happens. Confidence happens. We keep growing too. So On this Women's Day, I want to leave you with one simple thought. Women often carry more roles: a daughter, a wife, a team leader, a friend, a caregiver, so many. So, in spite of all these things, let's try to acknowledge ourselves too, because behind every such strong woman, there is not only success, there are struggles, there are sacrifices, there are silent battles. Of course, there are silent heartbreaks too. But and when women finally recognize her own strength, she doesn't transform her own life, but she transforms every life around her. So I just want everyone to be uh, take time for yourself, take a pass, and just try to be kind to ourselves, and let's not be very hard. And happy and peaceful Women's Day to each and everyone. Thank you so much for this opportunity.
Thank you, Harita.
Thank you, Harita. Absolutely, Harita. I agree with you. Shaping the family and surrounding circle can help build a great and good nation. Thank you for that. Yeah, let's have a pause here for 10 minutes break. And I would like to conclude with another interesting fun fact. Many great ideas are born during casual conversations between women. Will you all agree? And my life is a proof. I'm standing in front of you. Thank you. We'll connect again in 10 minutes, and Hema will be taking over the session. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Swapna. Wish everyone is back. Can I get a thumbs up, please? I can see less. Given that it is a minute, I'm assuming that everybody is here. Satish, shall I proceed?
Yes, we can get started.
Yeah.
People will join back. Yes, we can get started.
Yeah. So now the world is talking about AI, 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 AI. So our Jyoti Kisan is about to talk about AI and the project management processes. Jyoti, are you ready?
Yes, yes. Jyoti Patel. Jyoti Kisan. Kisan is middle name. Jyoti Patel.
Okay, sorry. Jyoti Patel.
Yes. So good afternoon. Sorry, good morning, everyone. I'm going to deliver a session on AI in product management.
Jyoti, your video is on. Sure.
Okay, just a minute, Can you see now?
Your screen is on and your video also. Yeah.
Now you can see, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, please.
It has to be on the slideshow mode, I think.
You can go to slideshow option. Yes. From beginning.
So good morning, everyone. I'm going to present mostly if we are using AI technology, most of the time we are developing the softwares, right? But in software development life cycle, we are facing different processes, different phases. So anyone face any issues in delivering any product releases, life cycles, or any mails or meetings, anyone face any issue in any phases?
You mean adopting AI during
Yes.
that adoption.
Okay, so mostly in when we are utilizing the AI technology, so AI mostly based on Python and different languages, LLM as well, large language modeling as well. But most of the time, in my previous experience also, while delivering the production or life cycles, while evaluating, while implementation as well. We are executing the different live use case scenarios as well. So in that case, we are facing the issue while different mail sending scenarios and different execution plan as well. So in that case, in product development lifecycle, we are utilizing this AI, means different through several tools as well. Means leveraging that tools efficiency and means effectiveness, we can properly deliver the next or whatever the execution phases of our product development. But if we are checking in AI adoption, so it will be accelerating through across all industries, means process execution and its development, whatever the life cycle phases are there also. So according to means data analysis, it has been found that 55% of the product managers are utilizing this AI in several roadmaps, but it will be involving whole phases, means starting from analysis, design, then implementation of the user stories, whatever we are getting in our means project scenarios and life cycle of the project development, whole main processes. So AI means in AI adoption curve also we are getting the graphical representations. So if we check here, it will be, suppose if we are checking the product description as well, suppose if we are utilizing the chat gpt, it is the initial tool, means whatever content and whatever the main scenarios you have to navigate or you have to get the ideas. So from this is the main and basic tool chat gpt. So there also we can, means its utilization also we can implement. But it will, suppose if you are giving the generate product description for a SaaS software, product design for different analytics scenarios, but it will, you have to write the thorough means prompt as well, because prompt engineering also we checked the means concept. So in that concept we come to know that we have to means write or manifest our ideas properly in a means action, means some actions and main method is there. Then we have to write the main logic or main requirement. So according to that main means sequence, we have to deliver the prompt as well. Suppose the product feature advanced statistical analysis tools, then user friendly validations are there, but several capabilities is also there. So robust data management functions you can write. So it will deliver according to the use cases and according to the requirement scenarios, your main ideas or main means whatever the requirement you want. So it is mainly called as a prompt engineering, means it manifests that in proper sequence and proper actions using proper requirement gathering, you have to means modify the prompt. Then only you will get the proper means ideas and proper means visualization of the ideas. Suppose it's intended for business analysts and data scientists in medium to large enterprises. So likewise, it will generate the product description for whole SaaS software, means SaaS means software as a service. So in software as a service means whatever the product we are developing, we are creating for specific ideas, but it will be for means it will be delivered according to its functional means requirement, whatever it is completed. So according to that, for suppose if we have product descriptions, so this in sequence only we can manifest, generate a product. But if we are checking for the graphical representation, so in graphical representation, I have found that suppose if we have processes or executions of the customer feedback analysis, user story generation is there. If we are checking the product life cycle, so these whole phases are involved, but it will be according to percentage. If we see, so it will be according to customer feedback, sorry, in customer feedback analysis, it was for 70%, means as the process of the life cycle means whole process of the product management is evolving, or it is means in progress. So for user story generation also it will take 70, but for market and competitor analysis if we check, then it will be for 50%. But if we are checking about the backlog prioritization, means if we have completed our user stories or whatever the main scenarios is there, so that we can navigate through whole these processes, backlog prioritization as well, sprint planning, whenever any new use cases or scenarios requirement, after requirement analysis, new stories if are we are getting, so it will be through sprint planning initially, but then meeting summaries and notes will also be consuming this much percentage, 70%. And then roadmap and forecasting is the next one for overall planning, means main its path whatever we are getting. And A/B testing and experiment analysis up to 60%. So suppose if we check the AI, so we can consider it is involving more complex functionalities, more complex large language modeling concepts as well. But based on our utilization, based on our study, we can leverage its efficiency and effectiveness in several phases of our products whenever we are developing. Suppose previously I was facing issue with means meetings invites, and it was delaying the process. So I have means arranged and all means modifications of the automation of the mail I have done through Zapier tool, because it will be in automatically sending the mails, but based on the actions. If we have to provide the actions as well in that, if we configure the actions, means Google Form, suppose if any events are triggered, so after that event, suppose a form submission. So if forms are getting submitted, then only after that process that mails are getting triggered. So likewise, it will be automatically set. So in that case, we can utilize the AI, but it will be based on our means whole process, means whole our conditioning and whole our means suppose events we have to means set there. So mostly it will be considered, AI will be considered in the case study of making different machines think and act like humans. Because if we are configuring any system, so according to our thinkings, then according to that only it is acting. So suppose a subset of AI where machines are learning different patterns, suppose from data also which are gathered. So without any outer or explicit programming process, it will be considered in case of machine learning only. But if we consider the deep learning as well, so in deep learning, if we have some specific or specialized type of ML, means machine learning languages, so it will be utilizing mostly layered means neural networks, means to process complex and difficult problems as well. If we are processing any images or speech as well, so in that case deep learning we can utilize. Previously I had means functionality to implement PDF functionality. So in PDF, through PDF I have to means fetch the data, means it was the one user story I received, so it to fetch the data from the PDF, means specific data. So that I have fetched from means other C# logic only, but we can utilize their AI concepts as well, means for machine learning languages as well. So here, suppose if we are checking the workflow mechanism, so it is according to user input suppose collecting the feedback. But if we check use case implementations of any specific tool for overall product development life cycles, means different phases, so it will be involving several means use cases. But if we are checking through user input, product data, and different suppose AI model insights, so we can utilize the amplitude as well, means amplitude tool, mix panel, Google Analytics. But these are the some are paid version. But if we are checking initially, suppose Zapier I use, it was free. Means initially we are check if we are implementing, so it will be considered free. Suppose if I have PO decisions, feedback loop. So in that case as well, this product card launch directly or ChatGPT tab view, these are utilized. But means previously if I have checked, so at the time it was means for initial phase it was free only. Later on, for if we are implementing more, and if our means a timeout or session is there for specific time, so after that limit we it was paid, but some are this only means free in if we case this life cycle. So in that case this tool if we are utilizing, so those are means efficient. But if we see,
Jyoti, sorry to interrupt you. We're already on time.
okay,
Sure, how you are planning to cover, but I want you to just remind that.
yes.
Yeah, carry on, please.
Yes. So Zapier, as I informed previously, so it I have means scheduled according to the events of my previous page. Suppose I want to redirect to my new page. It was the after login page. It was for form submission. So in form submission, I have created the action in Zapier tool. So according to that action, this email means when that I was inserting the row through form submission. So according to that action, submission action, this mail was getting triggered. Means meeting mail. Means suppose if I have to schedule means sprint planning meeting, or if any BA want to schedule any sprint planning meeting, requirement analysis. So at the time we can utilize this Zapier means no code automation. So in that case, it will automate likewise emails, workflows, lead management as well, CRM updates means for entrepreneurs as well. But in my case, for form submission to navigate from login form to new means different functional form, I have created this Zapier tool implementation. So that's it. Till Zapier, and I have implemented. So thanks. If you
Thank you
have any
so much, Jyoti.
if you have any queries, you can ask.
Thank you so much for sharing your entire journey towards product management and the agile here and there, the ceremonies and all. And before moving to our next speaker, anyone from this forum want to talk about AI? Because this is a general topic. I mean, everybody across the world, AI is a buzzword now. So, if anyone wants to add any points to Jyoti's topic, you are welcome here. And only 12 participants.
Hima,
No?
we can continue with the next speaker. So whoever is interested, they can share towards the end.
Sure. So after this buzzwords, buzz tools, generative, agentic AI, everything, and our Kalpana is coming with a personal journey, which I mean, which is a mix of professional and personal. How she balanced her career, motherhood, ambition, and how she believed herself, all with the story. Yeah, Kalpana, over to you, Kalpana.
Yes, Yema, am I audible?
Yes, you are. You can smile. We are here. Don't be tense.
Okay, thank you. As most of the speakers rightly pointed out, woman has to undergo different struggles, different battles to play her responsibilities, to give her best in every responsible role she plays. And most importantly, the toughest battles are within herself. So I am Kalpana, who was an educator turned into a digital marketer, and today I would like to uh, walk through the part of my career journey. Good morning, everyone, and happy Women's Day. So let me take the other side of, yeah. So as most of the students in our country follow a path or follow a career path, a script written by not by us, by society and by parents especially. So like every other student went to school, got good marks because everybody need to get good marks, and took MSET and took civil engineering. And the reason was very simple. I hated computers that time. So I went for civil engineering. And after taking civil engineering, I got the opportunity in the BTech to work as an assistant professor in my same college. And I thought it is a good opportunity. And they also offered me a good free MTech seat. So I took that opportunity. Now, after continuing, I was enjoying the role. I thought it was a gift so that so that I get good amount of time after getting married and having kids. I thought this profession is very safe so that I can return home early. I can take care of my kids, and at somewhere I had some dissatisfaction. I had a dissatisfaction that, sorry, I am unable to go back. I don't know why. Okay.
Just click on back button and
Okay, so let me continue. So I was in the teaching profession, and I worked very hard, and somewhere I thought I deserve something different and I deserve something great. But I was continuing in my teaching profession in college for almost 10 years. And after uh, some years passed, suddenly there is a revolution. Most of the students and parents do not want to take the core branches like civil, mechanical, and triple E. Everybody want to take CSE and allied branches. So I thought there was some danger to the teaching profession who is to work as a professor in the core branches. So I decided to take some online course and shift my career.
Your voice is not there, Kalpana.
Okay, I think I stuck in the same slide.
uh, can you click on
Maybe you
escape?
want to stop sharing and share
Yeah.
again.
Okay.
From beginning you can.
Yeah.
At the top left, if you start it from beginning, you can
Yeah.
use the arrow marks.
Okay. Yeah. Sorry for that.
No.
So I had to I took a decision. I was feeling that profession was safe to take care of my kids, but uh, there was a change that teaching profession may not be right because I may not have good opportunities, especially the career growth. So I decided to take some online course and enroll into an online course. And not only me, I motivated few of my colleagues, and we learned an online course to shift our careers to IT. But most of them got jobs. I'm happy for their success, but I could not get because I had to lie about my previous experience, which I did not like. So I have joined the same institute where I have done a course, but not as a student, as a trainer. And I worked there for a couple of years and I took some administrative roles there. And there I got a chance to work with different teams. So I also got a chance to work with the especially digital marketing team. And there I learned how a business actually works, how what challenges they face in digital marketing and all. I worked there for a couple of years and I had to travel about 3.5 to 4 hours per day because it is too long from my place. So I had to take a break because my health got very much disturbed. And most importantly, I did not spend enough time with my kids. So I stopped working. I resigned the job, but I was doing nothing after that. So I decided, better I will not go to this view. I will just be in the PPT mode.
No.
Yeah. Yeah. So I was in depression. I lost my job. I was in depression, not doing anything for so many days. But after a few months, I realized I can do something different. I have to explore and find what is right role for me. And I started exploring different job roles which I can work with flexibility from home. So I came to know about the digital marketing role and I have learned skills online for free and I did some work like I enrolled into the free workshop and did some work, started creating the YouTube videos of 1 minute moral stories, and all these works were with me. And simultaneously, I made my resume as a fresher digital marketer and started applying jobs. And after few days, most of them rejected that I am a fresher. I have a different experience earlier, though I have uh, uh, cleared many of the technical rounds or the all rounds. The HRs has the problem that I am starting again as a fresher, so they rejected me. But after few days, one interviewer selected me and gave me the opportunity as a digital marketing executive. And I have lost the job because there was a revolution because everybody wants CSC and allied branches. And now I got the opportunity for the same using same AI, doing different tasks using AI. So, yeah. Okay. So now after 35 years, now I am working remotely and I'm saving 3.5 to 4 hours per day. And I can spend my time doing what my heart feels. I can take care of my kids and I can give back something which is I can do which is close to my heart. I do volunteering 2 to 3 hours per week. I take I like to guide the government student through Youth for Seva. So what I wanted to say is though we have some unplanned paths, every profession or every role we play, like a mother, like a professional or a learner, everything adds to our strength. So my dream is of I want to help the and women entrepreneurs. Many of the women have good ideas and built businesses, face problems to reach right audience online. So I would like to help women entrepreneurs who have good business ideas. So the truth about the success, many times we think that the success depends on taking right decisions. It is not actually. The success depends on very simple things like thinking continuously, not giving up, and learning through experiences. And many women in our country like to restart their careers. They may due to the difficulty at having children especially, or not taking decisions, or not having proper guidance. But if they want to their career, definitely we need this support from support from the employers, HRs. They need to consider, they need opportunities, because they are more mature compared to the freshers, and more committed, and more intelligent, what I feel. Okay. So due to Yes. So I want to say that I am a proof that we can rebuild our career at any time. It's not that our career is going to end at 30 or 35, even 40. So I wanted to share, and I would like to give a special thanks to Satish sir for giving me this opportunity and having this. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Kalpana. Thank you for sharing your story. And the PPT is very good.
Thank you. So there was some problem, so I could not.
No worries.
Yeah.
Thank you. You can stop sharing your screen.
Yes. Thank you.
Yeah. So now our facilitator turned as a speaker, Swapna, and she came up with a huge topic, which is rising humans, not just children. Swapna, how do you? I don't want to kill your time.
Thank you so much for the introduction, Homa. Yeah, raising humans, rising not the children. It's not about the AI. It's about the positive parenting. I just wanted to quickly share with you all based on my experience. Good morning, everyone, and happy International Women's Day. And a big shout out to all the wonderful women out there. And my name is Swapna Priya, and I work as a delivery manager and release train engineer, where I spend most of the time helping teams collaborate, deliver, and grow together. I'm also taking time for myself for travel, which helps me for a stronger comeback. As many of our speakers mentioned, right? Uh, shaping the world around us can help the nation for a stronger nation. And beyond my professional role, there's another role that has shaped me even more. I proudly present myself as a proud mother of two grown children of 22 years and 16 years old. Parenting has been one of my greatest teachers in all these years. It has taught me patience, empathy, resilience, and the importance of guiding rather than controlling. So far, we are seeing the traditional approach of parenting, what we were being taught to follow the legacy or the commands or the controls that we were being taught from our parents, right? I wanted to change that culture. And today, I'd like to share some reflections on positive parenting, raising humans, not just children. This is my personal story, and I'll not go in detail, but a few little glimpse of my personal story. As a parent, I have had many moments where my instinct was to immediately correct my children, right? As a traditional approach that we have been inculcated from our generations. When something didn't go the way we expect, we used to we used to pass that culture to our children. There was a time when my child was struggling with something that required patience and repeated effort. My first reaction was to step in and show the right way or push them to do it better. But then I realized something important. If I solve the problem for them, they might succeed in that moment, but they wouldn't learn the confidence that comes from figuring things out themselves, right? So instead of correcting immediately, I stepped back and supported them. I allowed them to try again, make mistakes, and slowly improve. So I saw that was amazing thing. Like, not only did they eventually succeed on trying, but their confidence grew tremendously. That moment reminded me that parenting is not about controlling outcomes, it is about building the confidence and resilience that children carry for life. And that's exactly what positive parenting is about, raising humans who can think, adopt, and grow, right? Let me start with a simple question. Are we raising followers or humans? If we can retro ourselves, we have the answer, right? This question applies everywhere, at home, in classrooms, and even in organizations, right? For many generations, parenting focused mostly on obedience. Children were expected to listen, follow instructions, and no questions much. But today, with the evolving AI world, we are realizing something deeper. Our goal is not just to raise children who obey, but to raise humans who think, feel, take responsibility, and contribute positively to society, right? Positive parenting focuses on shaping character, emotional strength, and confidence, not just correcting behavior. Parenting styles has evolved over time. Earlier, parenting often looked like obedience was more important than understanding. Discipline was often fear based. And many conversations ended with, because I said so, right? We all gone through this traumas. But today we understand that children grow better when they experience, when they have that emotional awareness, and when they have that open communication, and when they have that guidance instead of control. Positive parenting does not mean being lenient or permissive, but it means being intentional and guiding children toward responsibility rather than forcing compliance, right? Interestingly, we are seeing a similar shift in leadership as well. What does that mean? So, one powerful principle in positive parenting is connection before correction. Imagine a child who make a mistake. Maybe they broke something or performed poorly in the school, in their academics, or they failed in the test or got less score. Our first instinct might be to correct them immediately. Why did you do that? What happens to you? So, but positive parenting teaches us that correction works best after correction. If we connect ourselves to them, understanding their pain points, that that helps us to shape their future, right? If they feel judged or attacked, their mind goes into defensive mode. The same principle applies in teams also. When people feel psychologically safe, they speak openly, ask questions, and admit mistakes. But when they fear blame or criticism, they tend to hide problems, right? So trust creates influence, connection creates openness. That's what I believe. And whether at home or at work, people grow best when they feel safe enough to learn. If we provide that platform to around, I hope the fruits will be as much as delicious as we can expect. And another important lesson from parenting is that growth matters more than perfection. Think about how children learn to walk. They fall many times before they succeed, right? And we never punish them for falling. Instead, we encourage them, try again. Yes, you can do it. Try again, right? Because we understand that falling is part of learning. And children who are encouraged through mistakes become more confident and resilient. But if mistakes are punished harshly, children begin to fear failure. And when people fear failure, they stop trying new things. The same principle applies in the teams and organizations as well. As you all know, innovation requires experimentation. Learning requires mistakes. Instead of asking who made the mistake, we should ask what did we learn from this experience? Growth happens when mistakes are treated as feedback, not a failure. Right? With this, I'll just take a quick pause on getting to another powerful lesson from parenting is the most importance of autonomy. Have you ever seen a child trying to wear their own shoes or complete a task independently? It might take longer, right? It might look messy. But when they finally succeed, the pride of their face is incredible. Have you ever watched their faces? Yes, I did myself. I did this myself. I made it. That sense of ownership builds confidence, right? That's what I believe, and I followed for these many years. If parents do everything for children, the child becomes dependent. But when parents guide instead of control, children develop responsibility and independence, right? The same principle applies in leadership as well. When leaders try to control every decision, people stop thinking for themselves. They are deliberately stopping themselves to think. But when leaders trust and empower their teams, ownership increases. Confidence grows when people feel trusted. And at this point, it's worth reflecting on a deeper question. What are we really building? Are we building compliance, where people simply follow instructions? Or are we building capability, where people think, learn, innovate, and grow? Are we creating environments driven by fear or environments built on confidence and trust? Because the culture we create ultimately, right? I would like to end with a simple thought. Parenting is not just a set of techniques, and leadership is not just a framework. Both are mindsets. Both require patience, empathy, and intentional guidance. If you want a better future, whether at home or in organizations, our focus should not just be on controlling behavior. It should be on shaping character. Because in the end, our goal is not just to raise children. Our goal is to raise humans which are confident, responsible, and compassionate. Thank you. Thank you so much, Satish, for giving me this opportunity.
Thank you so much, Swapna, for all the journey you shared. It took me all these years and becoming a mom to realize just how amazing and strong my mom was. Definitely, parenting is a tough job. At least for these Gen Z kids. Okay, so moving on to the next speaker, our Anusha is ready with a topic called resilience. Anusha, are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready. Please let me know if my screen is visible.
Yes, it's on.
Okay. And my screen is seen? The presentation.
Yes.
It's Anusha.
Okay, fine. Now, thank you everyone for staying here. I know it's longer than expected. So there's a picture on the screen and you see something here, fallen but not finished. When life refuses to quit.
It's a little blurred, Anusha. Is it like that for
Is it?
everybody?
Yes, yes, it's
The
blurred.
picture is not visible.
Yeah, can't
Oh, is it?
see. And it's very blurred.
Ah, okay.
At first we could able to see, but now it's blurred.
Okay, so let me try
Yeah.
resharing probably.
No, now we can see. Maybe when
Yes.
you
Do a screen share,
the
it's not seeing,
presentation.
right?
Just click escape.
We can't see it again.
Anusha.
Sorry?
You might be sharing a window instead of full screen, hence the reason it is not appearing. And also on your
What?
background.
I am Sharing screen, actually, not the window.
Just see, sometimes when you share when you're using dual screens, also this challenge would appear.
How about now?
Nothing, no screen at all.
Oh my God.
Is it a
Okay.
Mac?
It is a Mac, yes.
No wonder. That's why I don't use Mac for any of these talks.
Presentations. Okay.
Yeah.
That's fine. Okay. So,
No, we could see that as the resilience bit of it, right?
yeah.
Yeah,
Presentations.
Anushka
Yeah,
can share
but
the
no.
screen and you can maximize that.
Yeah,
That
you
might
just
help
maximize, I think.
rather than
Zoom
doing the
it.
slideshow.
Yes.
There
Okay.
was a
So I
button
think
of slideshow on
that's
the
okay. I don't
screen.
need the slides. I'll just talk. That's fine.
Oh, sure.
Okay. I think
You
you got
can
a
share
glimpse
it
of
in
the
the
picture.
chat otherwise.
Yeah, sure. Let me do that.
Yeah.
Did you get a chance to see the picture? Maybe
Yes,
I'll
I
just share
did.
the picture in the
Yes.
chat.
I did. You can
Okay,
share it
so
in the
let me
chat
do
window.
that.
It's easier for everybody to see.
I don't think it's copying. Never mind, it's fine. Okay, so that was the picture of a tree that was fallen like this, but it still was growing out of it. And I want to ask, because you know my topic, but then I'm still asking. So, what are all the things that come to our mind when we see something like that? Something that has fallen, but something that's not giving up on what they really want, but they're still striving to come out. So, what are all the things that come to your mind when you see something like that? Well, you can put it in the chat. I can read it out. I don't see anyone saying anything. I'm audible, right?
Yes, you are.
Resiliency. Okay, never let go. Thank you. Hunger for growth. Consistency. Okay, thank you for saying that. I have my answer in the first one. That's basically resiliency. See, we have heard a lot of words: persistence, perseverance, resilience, and all that. But what does resilience mean, and how is it different from anything else? What is resilience? Now, let me give you an example. Say there's a big storm that is happening, and there's two different trees. One is a very big, very strong tree that has grown for almost like 10 years. And then there's a bamboo that has grown only for 2 or 3 years. And in the storm, there's a lot of wind going on, and both the trees are waving. But something very interesting happens next day morning. I see that the big tree that has grown for 10 years has broken, but the bamboo has not. Can you guess why? Not giving up. Can anybody guess? I think you can unmute and talk. That's fine. It's just a small group. Why is it that the bamboo does not break while a stronger tree breaks? That is because the bamboo has learned. Sorry?
Flexibility.
Flexibility, yes, because the bamboo has learned how to bend and not break in life. And resilience is exactly that. There's a lot of things that happen in life, right? We were just talking about how difficult it is to be a woman and then manage so many things in life, being a mother, being a professional, balancing everything. And we had Shivani talk about such amazing things in her life. But how did she come back? Because she's a resilient woman. She did not just come back, she came back emotionally. She did not let the weight of the situation and the emotion pull her down. And that exactly is resilience. Now, the big question, why am I even talking about resilience? Aren't we all born resilient? Everywhere you see this motivational talks about how you have to be resilient, you have to come back. This person did so much. Hussein Bolt practiced for 4 years and then he came first and all that.
Especially
Why
today.
Sorry?
Especially today.
Yeah, especially today.
Being women.
I mean, we're all resilient, weren't we? See, when we were all children, did we all learn running in one go? No, we all have kids. We have kids. We were kids at some point. I fell down and then I stood up. I fell down and I stood up. It took me 3 months or 4 months to just write my name, right? But I was not emotionally impacted. I was never sad about it. I was never pulled down. Why? Because when I took my first step and fell down, my parents told me, "Yay, Anusha, you took your first step. I cannot believe." And she called my dad and said, "Do you know our daughter took her first step today?" So exciting. But then what happened? Slowly, I am not resilient anymore. That's why I'm talking about this. So many people are talking about this. Why? Because the same people who told me that falling down was not a failure, that falling down was okay, that I had to stand up and learn, the same people are today telling me that my failure defines my worth. That if I do a mistake in my life, whether it is a mother or whether it is in profession, whether it is as simple as not doing a presentation properly, my entire worth, my entire life boils down to that one moment, and it says, you're not good enough. And hence, I am so scared. I don't want to do anything in life. And that is why we are talking about resilience. And believe me when I say this world is not that nice. We know that. It's cruel. It does not give you another chance, which is why I have to give myself another chance. And hence, we are talking about resilience. But how do I become resilient? I did not want to read it from ChatGPT. So I just wrote down things that I did when I had the lowest lows of my life. And how did I come out of it? So when I was a child, right, English used to be my favorite subject. Anybody else who has English as their favorite subject? No.
Absolutely. My PhD is in that.
Oh, very nice. I
Thank you.
loved English, not just for one reason, because there was one particular section in our exam which said they would give a story and they would say, redo the ending. And based on how well I redid the ending for the story, I was given marks. And that is exactly what we need to do in life. Life is going to give a situation. It's going to say a lot of things. People are going to say a lot of things, but I am going to change the meaning that I give for the entire situation. So there's 3 R's for resilience. First one is regulate. Why regulate? Because anytime I am put in an unfamiliar situation, anytime I'm experiencing an unfamiliar emotion, there's a lot of nonsensical talk that happens in my mind. It says, you're not good enough. You can't do this. You should have done this better. You're disappointing so many people. Your mentor has mentored you for 1 month. What is this, Anusha? So bad. I think my mentor has joined this call today. I love being in coaching and training. I told him that, Uncle, can you please join and then let me know how I'm doing the session? So right now I have that fear in me. But if I let my emotions take the best of me, I am never, ever going to be the person that I want to be. So regulate our emotions. Nobody is asking me to do everything, get everything right in the first go, is it? It's just me telling myself that, Anusha, you're not good enough. But I need to get over that. So what is regulation really? This traffic, we've all seen traffic. And if I did not have red light, yellow light, and green light, we would all get into accidents, right? That exactly is emotions. If I don't control my emotions, and we all know when my emotion is high, my intelligence is very, very, very low. Say you worked on a project for a month and you did the presentation. And your manager comes back and says, hey, Anusha, that's a wonderful presentation. The analysis was very good, but I think the way you presented it could have been better. How would that make you feel? Dude, I worked 1 month on this. I did not go pick my children. I had fights with my husband saying, why are you always working? And I come and present this to you. You say, but you could have done it better. And that hurts me because I have genuinely put in the effort. So what do I do from next time? I either won't take another analysis. I won't step up and say, I want to do this, because why am I even doing it? Why am I even putting so much energy and effort? I don't want to do it because at the end of the day, I'm not getting what I want. But honestly, could there be a little bit of truth to what that manager had said? If yes, then maybe I can take it. So if what happened to me, right, in a similar situation like that, I got very defensive and I sent another email saying why my second part of the presentation was not good, because I did not have time, because I had to pick up my kids, all sorts of things. But there was no need to get defensive, right? And end of the day, I was thinking, why did I even send it? I could have just said okay and I could have taken the learning. But that is exactly what happens when I see things from emotion, and which is why we need to learn regulating our emotions. And there's n number of ways to regulate our emotions. So I'm not going to go into the depth and details of that. So after I regulate my emotions, so what should I do? Okay, I'm feeling sad about it. So what do I do? The same story as the English, right? I said, you give a new meaning to it. Reframe it. There's a picture of me in a frame. I don't like the frame. I take out the frame. I give a new frame that I like. Give a new meaning. And I'll give you one example for that. I grew up with a lot of fear for math. I was into science background and everything. It's not that I was very bad or I did not understand the concepts of math, but my mom was very afraid and I picked it from her. And I thought maths was very difficult. But then I turned out to be a product owner, a technical product owner who has to deal with data every single day. Now, how do I get over that fear? So I had to come up with a new meaning for my fear of math. I said, I had to give an empowering meaning that, hey, Anusha, you are a technical product owner right now. And math was never the monster. It's just that I need this for this nature of my work. Right now, I need it. So I am going to learn from the basics. I'm not going to look at math as a monster. Simply give a new meaning, and then that changes everything. And not just here, right? Everywhere else in our life, that's what we do. We live, we give meaning to things, and then from that, we take actions, and a lot of times we regret. So just to reframe. And your third R is respond. No matter how much I regulate, no matter how much I reframe, I still have to take action because my goal is here and I am still here. And somebody is giving me a feedback that you could do this better. So I'm learning, I am evolving every single time, and I'm taking action to go forward. And that is the 3 R's of resilience: regulate, reframe, and respond. Now, the tree that I wanted to show, right? The picture that I wanted to show, it did not really choose to fall. Situations happened. So life also happens to us. But the choice that I have today is, do I want to get up or not? And I think Shivani beautifully explained it in her story, how she got up and how she showed resilience to us. And I think we all need to give ourselves that chance. And that's the only chance that we all truly deserve. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Amisha. 10 to 12 minutes, I mean, I was free structure.
Sorry, I could not follow.
Like, I mean, the way you explained about resilience, I had my own, experiences, I had my own
You
meaning for
remember those things, is it?
resilience, yeah. But
I'm so
you
happy.
gave me
I'm
another
so
thought.
happy.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you
That's
for
really
that. I took
interactive.
14 minutes, but thank you so much for the extra 2
Yeah.
minutes.
No, it's good.
Yeah.
Okay. So moving on to the next speaker, it's Nirmala, and the topic will be around some personal story again, where we can come from. Does not define where we can go. It's a bit confusing for me, but Nirmala, I know that we will make it very cherished. Over to you, Nirmala.
I'll ensure your confusion goes off by end of
Sure.
next 15 minutes. So, I
Sure.
mean, before even going further, I see Anusha was mentioning English is her favorite subject. For me, it's opposite. And I also heard some PhD holder from the English is in this call. So please bear with my English.
No problem. We are all learning.
Okay. So just think, you don't need to answer. Have you ever wondered if your background might limit your future?
Yes, I did.
So today I wanted to share why I believe the opposite is true. Hello everyone, this is Nirmala. And today I would like to invite you all to come and join on a small journey with me. So please just rewind and go back to our childhood once. So let's imagine a small village called Pathareddy Palam, corner of Guntur district, which is in Andhra Pradesh. No big buildings, no fancy classrooms, not many people who speaks English. It's very hard where we can hear that someone speaking in English. Just a little girl trying to understand the world, quietly wondering, can I really make it? I'm sure at least few of the people might be there in the same situation some 30, 40 years back. I'm not counting anyone's age. Just go back to childhood. Yes, that girl was me. And today, on International Women's Day, I wanted to share one simple message. Your background is not your limitation. Because I've seen many people prove this in their life. And one of the strongest women who proved me this is my mother. She didn't have a chance to continue her studies after her fifth grade. The main reason is like she has to go to some other village to continue her studies. So that is the limitation she had. So even though she has a lot of passion for her learning, but no opportunity at all. And that was the scenario where she couldn't even raise her voice, share her interest, fight against many people. No, I wanted to study. No. She kept quiet. But when I see after I grown up, when I was a kid, she was the CEO of my home. And I can say that even today, she is the CEO of our home, managing four children, finances, responsibilities, and many struggle which we don't know during that age. It's very difficult to understand. She has gone through that all alone. But having only one hope, and she carried her dreams silently in herself, thinking that I know I didn't study, I couldn't able to do that, but I wanted to ensure my children should study and have a better life. So by seeing her, we have learned a lot. Maybe she didn't give the perfect opportunities or whatever things we needed during that time. But one thing she has given, which is something far and more powerful, belief. She believed in his children's and she believed in us. Maybe sometimes belief from just one person is enough to move you forward. So, like many of us, we all have studied. I studied and I completed my education and started working. And I joined as a QA engineer. As I was mentioning, English is very difficult for me since I came from the Telugu medium. When I entered Bangalore, it's like a Greek and Latin. No more kind of English. It was like a more of the Greek and Latin. So it was not at all easy for me. Honestly, the beginning was not at all easy. When I joined as a QA engineer for my first assignment, new place, new technologies, new job, and the language was the barrier. But still, I used to think, did I do something wrong? Or maybe is it something like they chose the wrong person for this role? So I used to have a lot of questions, but at the end, one thing pushed me forward. Let's not give up. Let me try. Let me learn. Let me try again in case even though if I'm failing, why should I give up now? Because I came far to here from Pathareddypalayam to Bangalore. So now it's my turn to prove myself. So slowly I started learning. I doubted a lot myself. But after that, whatever I doubted, that became a strength of me. Once I started learning and turning my side, it's like a doing small things, which turned out to be a quick small wins. So then I realized one thing: confidence doesn't come first. Effort comes first. Confidence automatically follows it. So when we put those efforts wholeheartedly, for sure we can make it. And around that time only, the best thing for any woman could experience, I became a mother. And many of us know that motherhood is a beautiful journey, but it also comes with the new responsibilities and challenges. So there were moments where I was not able to balance a little bit professional and personal, but somehow I felt like I don't wanted to give up. Maybe I may not be the perfect, but I was real and I am real. One thing I ensured to do that conscious efforts to take my next step towards my career, not to give up, even though that's a crucial time. I tried balancing both personal as well as the professional. Everyone says that women are capable of carrying many roles and still continue to grow. I know it's true, but it was not at all easy for any woman to do that. There are many sacrifices, sleepless nights, showing up for the on time meetings, taking care of the kid. The one woman who believed in herself, shown up for everything, whatever she wanted to. So after some years from the QA, I got an opportunity to move into the Scrum Master role. And again, the same questions what I had a couple of years back. Am I really fit for this role? Can I do this? Same questions, but I didn't give up. So that's where I realized one thing. If we can put that constant efforts consciously, we can do that. So one night where there was a major incident in our organization, I could able to extend my support whole night, communicating with all the leadership from the state side and all areas. During that time, I realized another thing. In difficult moments, even the communication can also become a leadership. So that's where I got into the some other learnings, kind of like, okay, how can I improve my communication? So there are many stages where I felt like, no, let me give up. I cannot do this, but I didn't give up on that. So now, as an engineering manager, I'm leading a team. I'm building a product end to end. But when I think back, when I look back today, I see a journey of a small girl from a small village who wasn't confident enough in English, who felt fear many times, but still chose to move forward. And when I think about this journey, I realize something important. I mean it because I realized something very, very important. Did I do this all alone? Did I do this all alone? No. 100% no. Because many people have supported me along the way. Maybe it could be personally, from my mother to even my 12-year daughter who is with me. And professionally, many mentors, colleagues, friends, even the forums like this and the training opportunities which I have got it in the organization, outside organization, whatever I have attended. So there are many people who supported me in this journey. But at the same time, there is one thing, one truth I strongly believe the first step had to come from me. Do you agree with me on this or not? Many people have supported me, but the first step, intentionally, I took it. I don't want to give up. So I want to move forward. So that's where I strongly believe. So whenever we take that first step, universe somehow starts supporting our journey. So on this International Women's Day, I wanted to leave you with one thought. If you're starting small, that's okay. If you feel scared sometime, wanted to give it up, or you cannot make it, that's normal. No one is perfect. Because growth doesn't happen overnight and it doesn't come from being fearless. Growth comes from saying, I might be afraid, but I will try and learn anyway. So, and remember, your background is not your limitation. It can be the beginning of your strength. So, with that, uh, thank you everyone for this opportunity to travel with me in my journey. Hema, hope I made you believe that our background is no more a limitation for us.
Yes, Nirmala. You articulated it in a well way. Thank you so much. So I hope everyone rolls the camera. We have another speaker, Nisha. She's on the way from outside, I think. She'll be here in a couple of minutes. Can we cover this photo, Satish? Or
Yes, we could see Shivani's beautiful daughter as well. You can keep her in the frame. Yes, next gen.
only 3 members are not on camera. Puneet, AK, and
Just a minute.
Ram.
Do you have everyone? Yes.
We have 20 members here.
Okay.
Nisha joined him.
Nisha joined. Nisha, can you please turn on your camera? And already. I could see Sudha ma'am here, wife of Sai Nandagiri, if I'm correct. Yeah, you are on mute. Okay, one more. Thanks, everyone.
Yes, Satish.
Satish, you can hold this pose gift gain.
Sorry, Swapna.
Gift gain pose.
Yes.
Nimla, do you want to set the context about the post?
Yeah, see, by now everyone knows give to gain. So
Give to gain. So all of you keep it. Turn off my camera so that I need to take the photo. Okay, Nisha, can you please keep the pose, Nisha?
Nisha, just if you can hear.
Yes. One more before we go for the speaker. Thank you. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you, Satish.
It's not the end. We do have still sessions, lot of things coming up. Don't think with a group pic and pose we are done for the day.
Yes, Shivani? Want to share something? No?
I'm sorry. I thought we are done. Sorry. Please go ahead.
We have Nisha.
Yeah, sure. Sorry about that.
Good.
No, I read your mind, Shivani. Please
Nisha?
go ahead, Nisha.
Over to you. Nisha, you're on mute.
Yes. I realize that I'm the only one between now and your lunch break. So let me try to make this as interesting as it's possible. All right. And my topic is gonna be something that is really I'm passionate about ensuring that Scrum Masters get their due rewards and recognition. At the same time, there is a big time realization that Scrum Masters are no longer just the note taker and the applying mechanical Scrum, and it has more so that gap has now been revealed by the AI. So my topic is for me to present as to what it means for the Scrum Master to navigate in the AI era. Okay, so that's what I would like to start with, and share my insights into it, how I see it working, and how I think I've always been
talking about it as a professional Scrum trainer, that this role was never meant to be a mechanical servant leader, but a true servant leader. Okay, so yes, finally, I'm so happy to see that people are realizing, including the industry and the organization, that the Scrum Master role is evolving. Okay, and primarily so because of the AI era. Okay, um, I have tried to take an example of the real hero because even in AI, I think the similar myths and mistakes are being repeated, wherein we are becoming too heavy on the tools rather than focusing on the insights we get from the tool. Okay. And like I mentioned, Scrum Master as a role was always a leadership role, there to provide that bridge between the delivery and the business impact that the team can bring in. Okay. So even in the AI era, I'm trying to bring in that comparison as to what and how rightfully we should be using AI as a Scrum Master. Okay, so I'm calling the real hero, and I rightfully chose the real hero to be a female here, who is a decision coach, versus a fake hero who is also using AI tool, but is primarily a tool addict and just a tool operator than someone who is bringing in that business insights and impacts. Okay, so I hope everyone is with me on this. All right, and I will want to therefore navigate through how a Scrum Master's day look like, or through the sprint, how do we want to leverage AI and for what purpose? Okay, so just being careful about if we are into the sprint planning, yes, we want to use AI tools, but to help us, okay, and nowhere it's gonna replace the thinking that the human beings have. Okay, so when it comes to sprint planning, more often or not, how we are currently looking at as at AI is that you generate all the stories, bang, I have got the productivity, I've saved some cost, some hours, and yes, the team is efficient. Okay, I think little are we realizing that yes, you bring in that efficiency in generating the stories, but they are not meant to be committed as is. Okay, right? We do not want to make the planning meeting as a story reading meeting wherein the team is not at all engaged. We do not have that conversation. We do not have that transparency and alignment. And then we repeat the same mistakes that we had at the time of predictive planning, wherein assumptions are made and then we build something that is totally different. What is instead required is to, yes, use the AI tool for that same very reason, okay? But the questions that you ask to the tools are quite different, okay? You do give the set of stories, maybe they are defined, but some more details in there. But the question is, we want to reveal the assumptions within the stories. We want to reveal the ambiguity in the stories. So the planning becomes a decision making, which is now more efficient. You may not need the entire time box of 4 hours for a 2-week sprint. We would be done much faster, but we want to do it the right way, right? So let's ask the questions that what decision this sprint will enable us to get to, okay? What is the business impact the sprint will bring in? All right, what should we be focused on in this sprint? Okay, so that asking the right questions and then leveraging the AI tool for the same, that's where the game will change. Okay, so I'm just trying to bring in some of my 2 cents. To be very honest, we don't need a zazzy list of tools. Okay, or for this planning meeting, you should use this tool. For the other meeting, you should use that tool. And for the third meeting, you need to use a fourth tool. To be very, very honest, right now, right in the very organization that you're part of, I'm sure most of us use the Copilot. I'm sure we have the Jira AI tools, okay? Use the same tools that you have, okay? But to ask the questions differently, all right? The intent of leveraging the tools should be to identify the assumptions, to detect the risk earlier, to generate the right questions based on what the GPT looks at, what the AI tools looks like at. Okay, so as always, you can for intellectual analysis, so you can always use ChatGPT and Claude. Jira comes with its own AI tool like Rovo, so leverage the same so that you don't have to go outside of the Jira if you are in the Jira ecosystem. And like I said, you could very well use a prompt wherein you want to identify the hidden assumptions or missing information in the backlog items, thereby identifying risk, assumptions, dependencies early on during the refinement and the planning meeting. Okay, so that your sprint doesn't end up being a duration of a poor execution, but it enables us to focus on getting the business value generated. Okay, so that's how differently you did like to use the AI tools when it comes to the planning meeting. All right. If I continue in the same fashion, and that's what I intend to do for the other events and activities that we would want to go through. Okay. The backlog refinement, okay, more often or not, I'm not sure if we have an engagement that I can include, right? How would you like to use AI tools in the backlog refinement? Maybe you can put it up on chat. How are you already using it, or how do you think you can use AI tools? Okay. All right. Is chat enabled, right, for everyone? Okay. Okay, great. Okay. So still thinking, or you haven't used it yet? Okay, I tell you what, backlog refinement, we can use it for writing description acceptance criteria. Absolutely. All right. So that's where people give in some ideas. I think the good way to start, especially for the POs, would be to, identify your personas, right? And then give the user journeys. And that's when you will want to go ahead and build your backlog and add the acceptance criteria and all. Sure, Sakir, test gen AI to generate your test cases. All right. But then remember that our backlog refinement as an activity goes beyond the conversation of acceptance criteria and understanding of the stories, right? What do you think is the intent of the refinement? I think the answer is there on the screen, but still. Okay. Yeah, go ahead. Use AI tools to write stories, to write acceptance criteria that will speed up your task. Okay. But the intent of the refinement is to get that conversation going, to get that alignment happening, to bring in that confirmation that the PO and the developers are aligned. Okay. And in doing so, when you have that conversation, and in doing so, what are we trying to do here is identify unknowns earlier, identify the dependencies earlier, identify the risk and assumptions earlier. And that's very, very powerful. Okay. So it's all about removing the ambiguity before the development begins. That's what the intent of the refinement meeting is. So yeah, it may feel that I'm reiterating what we have already learned, but now I'm reminding ourselves that this is what the real intent of the event is. Then why not use AI to do that? Okay, all right. So let's do that. Okay, let's identify the risk earlier. All right, and for that we can certainly leverage the similar tools, feed your stories, and now you want the AI to be able to detect, what are the integration missing, help identify dependencies. Is there any unclear technical approach that we have? Is there a scope ambiguity that we have? All right. So here is a sample prompt. I'm not saying it's the master prompt, but a sample prompt that we can certainly use by pasting our stories, our acceptance criteria, and take help of the AI to do the thinking as well. Okay. Remember, okay, in quotes, we are not outsourcing our thinking to AI. Okay, we're considering AI to be one more team member who will do thinking along with us. There's a lot of difference here. Okay, we just don't take the input of AI as is. Okay, we have the conversation with AI. Fair? Okay, all right, awesome. So now continuing on the similar lines, when it comes to detecting risk, that's a prompt that you can use. And now when it comes to generating the questions, what are the questions or preemptive questions that we can ask to the product owner, to the stakeholders, to the team, so that we get as much information as possible during this sprint planning and refinement. Okay, so here's another way that you use is to generate those questions for the team that they can leverage to get more clarity and, alignment. Okay, all good? So far, so good? Okay, awesome. All right, so I'll continue in that rhythm. When it comes to daily Scrum, all right, what has been our intent of the daily Scrum? Anyone?
What happened yesterday? What you want to do today? Any blockers?
Today, yeah,
progressing towards the goal of a sprint.
Progress towards it. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so the intent is to assess our progress towards a sprint goal. Okay, for that, one of the method that we use is what Anusha mentioned. What do we do? Last 24, next 24, and it feels, okay, feels that we are taking the updates or the status updates, then asking the question, okay, are we progressing towards the sprint goal? Is our sprint goal at risk? Okay, what is slowing us? Okay, do we see any PBIs not getting done? I mean, product backlog items not getting done? Any risk of not achieving our sprint goal? Okay, these are the questions that we need to switch to. Okay, and while we switch to these questions, we can certainly leverage AI for our assistance. Okay, so yep, let's not make it another use Notion AI or what I could say, team assistance and turn on your transcript and make it a note scriber. That's one way of using AI, no doubt about it. Okay, all right. But the real thing would be to use it to identify risk and have a risk focused conversation. Make sense? Okay, so that's where the question is that what might block us in the next 2 days. Okay, so give AI the details and see what AI has to tell you. Okay, and that's where again you can actually use your tool AI. That's better because the tool already has the information, whether it is Jira or whether it is Azure, then you can use Copilot, obviously. All right, and get to know how is our cycle time looking. Okay, what is our wait time, for instance? Okay, is there an issue that keeps coming back again and again basis what has been discussed over the past several days of the sprint? Okay, is there certain task that is stuck to an extent that it has been it has been aging for long? So now you are getting insights to be able to ask the right questions in the daily Scrum. Okay, and I would suggest to coach the team and train the team to be able to use this information to be able to raise their hands and say that yes, we do see a risk. Okay, very important. We see that it is only us who are responsible to ask this question. Remember, daily Scrum is for the developers, by the developers, and of the developers. Okay, so you want to enable them to understand these data points as well. Okay, so it's all about leveraging AI to be able to predict the blockers beforehand. And that's what it means to be having a risk detection. Okay, when you identify the risk earlier, you will be able to prevent it earlier and thereby be focused on generating that value and business impact. Okay, so you want to anticipate the problems before they become blockers. So here's a sample a prompt that could be used for our use in real world. Obviously, again, provide the details that is needed by the AI and it will help us to analyze it. Okay, come to retrospective. I think this one should be the easiest, right? What is the intent of the retrospective thus far?
inspection, and continuous improvement.
Continuous improvement. Okay. Continuous learning and continuous improvement. Okay. All right. That's what it is. And what do you think? How do we want to leverage AI here? Or how we have been using AI?
Identify any improvements, gaps, issues.
And writing the action items.
So I think we could have fed in the insights that we have, right? That this is a metric that is telling us. This is the data that we have from the several sprints, especially the last sprints. Okay. And you help us analyze the patterns. Okay. Versus a tool obsessed Scrum Master might just take AI output as is, meaning just hand over that responsibility of thinking, analyzing, and tell me, okay, what we should do differently. Okay, so it's not about having the AI do the retrospective for you. Okay, it's for us to do the retrospective the right way, but it's just that leverage the AI asking the right questions. What patterns are we seeing that is repeating? What trends do we see? Are we seeing an improvement trend? Okay. Do we need to do something differently? All right. So again, take your AI as a team member whom you are asking these questions with the insights that we have provided. Okay. So very, very different way of looking at how to leverage AI than just using AI as automating our task or doing our task faster. Okay. So, and when you do that, then obviously the kind of questions that you ask is also very different. Okay. All right. And again, Notion AI can be is a different tool that I've mentioned here, while ChatGPT continues to be the same. It depends where you're conducting your retrospective. So Mural also gives you the AI ability, and we can go ahead and continue to use the tool, the retrospective tool, but now take the AI insights as well. Okay, look for, you see the examples there, right? Look for mid-sprint scope changes, dependencies, and so on and so forth. So determine the pattern detection, repeated trend lines and all of those things. Okay, now this is something a different, not talking about the events and all, but about the leadership conversation. Okay, this is one thing that I have been talking about, right? Now we have come to a stage where AI is de facto. Okay, we do retrospective so that as a team we continue to improve. Okay, but when you continue to see a pattern that is continuously repeating in itself, right, then you might as well want to ask that, is it really within the team or is it outside the team? Okay, we often blame the team for repeated problems, repeated patterns. Okay, but how often do we have the courage, and I'll call out that word, courage, to go and talk and coach the leadership? Okay, which leader we need to speak to and get our long-term or long-running impediment resolved. Okay, so when it comes to leadership conversation, what happens is so this is my slide. This is from the improvement experiments that we talked about, the retrospective. But whenever we go to a leadership, we often go with the output oriented mindset. Okay, we had a velocity of this much, our velocity dipped, our velocity improved, and that's the conversation that we are primarily having these days. Okay, our velocity trend looks good, our velocity trend looks bad. Okay, however, the conversation needs to be business focused, okay, impact focused. Okay, and what we want is that the metrics talking about what was the scope changes that we had. Okay, how often did the prioritization changed? Okay, how often the decisions were, the directions were changed, and that's actually impacting our team. It's not that the team did not deliver, okay? It's just that the team is disturbed often, okay, and mostly by the stakeholders to be able to stay focused on the delivery part of it, okay? And these are the insights that you can get from the AI, right? And be able to talk in terms of numbers, which is what the business leadership stakeholders are usually focused on. Okay, so instead of saying, oh, we see and sense and all, we now AI will very quickly help you with the numbers that you can go to the stakeholder that you know what, in the past 10 sprints, 60% of the time the scope will change. Okay, right? 20% of the time it did happen that the sprint goal was obsolete. Okay, and so on and so forth. And that changes the whole direction of how we can protect the team from external disturbances, disruptions, so that the team is focused on delivering value. Okay, so again, your question to the AI could be very different here, right? Identify that sprint data and identify the delivery patterns that affects the predictability. Because more often or not, the leadership is expecting us to be predictable so that our planning is better, so that our release goes as planned. So as Scrum Masters, it's important for us to have that system level signals, okay, and not just the team issues that we are focused on. Okay, right? That's the whole transformation that we are looking for. Okay, so here's another one: decision inputs for the executives. All right, that dependencies between the team, how much of that impacted the delay, the product prioritization decisions that were unclear and how it impacted the delivery, and so on and so forth. Okay, so I hope I'm able to help take away the point that leadership conversation is equally important. But when we do that, we want to do it in their language, which is data, metric, patterns, and that's where you leverage AI. And that's how you leverage AI. Okay. And I think I'll probably end my quick talk on this with the fact that yes, we are evolving. It's a transformation era once again. Okay, and for good, I think. And again, let's not get into the pattern of what mechanical scrum did. Let's use AI for insights, for decision making, for judgments. Okay, let's not give our thinking to AI, hand over our thinking to AI. Okay, and with that, I end the conversation for today. And thank you for the opportunity, and wish you a happy Women's Day, everyone.
Thank you, Nisha. For sure, we all agree. So many tools comes. AI is another tool. But it's a more powerful tool nowadays. So it's going to be co-creator. But at the end, we are the owners of whatever we are doing. It is just helping. It's our responsibility to validate and say like, this is good. This is what I want. So with that, is someone is speaking? Okay. If anyone would like to share a quick thought or reflection, maybe the floor is open. I know it's lunchtime, but let's hear it from some of the folks because I see many people are interested to share their thoughts. You don't need to raise your hand. You can just unmute and speak yourself.
I hope you can hear me.
Yes, Krishna Priya.
Oh, awesome. I've had very, very insightful sessions today. It was very, very good use of my time. And Nisha, I'm bolded with the bombardment that you have given me towards the end. Oh my God, there's so much that I can explore with the AI tools that are around. I will definitely try those. As a senior Scrum Master, I've loved the session. And thanks to everybody else and SS Agile Gurus for this opportunity for us to be able to spend our time usefully. Thank you.
Thank you, Krishna Priya.
Next time we want you to be a speaker, Krishna Priya.
Yes, Satish. I've been traveling with you for a while, but no, on and off. But I would like to continue my journey. Definitely, I shall do that. Thanks.
Thanks, Satish and Nirmala, for wonderful opportunity.
I would also like to thank you, all the speakers, for making this day so special and sharing your experiences with us. So thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Thank you for the opportunity.
And on this special day, I also want to say something like, I believe that women is like water. And why I'm saying this, because they have so powerful. So they are powerful enough to draw us, right? and they are also soft enough to cleanse us, and they are deep enough to save us. So thank you for being fierce, fearless, and fabulous. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you to all the speakers. Thanks. Happy Wednesday again.
Thank
Bye,
you to all
everyone.
the
Thank you,
speakers.
everyone.
It was really very good
Okay, so it's
experience.
not 10. Please do not drop.
Oh,
We just open the floor for everyone to share your thoughts. I know one thing, we have shared all the LinkedIn profiles of the speakers. It's not stopped here, and we can still continue to collaborate and have the conversations going. So once again, thank you so much to all our speakers and each one of you for making your time and showing up with your presence and attention and your energy throughout the sessions and the talks. And today we heard the different journeys, different perspectives. It could be personal and professional and different lessons we have learned. But one message, I strongly believe it connected all of them. So when we give our voice, or our support, our mentorship, or our courage, we don't lose anything. Do you all agree with me? Actually, we gain something powerful when we give. That is confidence, community, clarity, and growth. So that's the heart of Give to Gain, the 2026 Women's Day theme. I know we all post, but let's take all these learnings also along with us. So before we close, I wanted to leave you with a small invitation. So if you learned something today, please do share it. And if someone inspired you today, tell them. Maybe it's not within this session, anywhere, anything you have, please go ahead and tell them. And if you have been waiting for a sign to start something, this is very critical. So in case if anyone of you are waiting to start something, let today be that sign. So, and to every woman here, your story matters, your work matters, your growth matters, and you don't have to do it all alone. Seek help. Nothing wrong in asking for help. And a sincere thank you to all the men who joined us today and who couldn't able to make it, for all their continued support throughout our journey. So on behalf of SSAG and PPGI, thank you everyone for celebrating this International Women's Day with us. And a special thank you to Satish, Sharath, and Rituraj for creating this wonderful space for all of us to come together, share, and learn and grow. So once again, wishing everyone happy International Women's Day and see you next time. Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks,
Thank
everyone.
you, everyone.
Thanks,
And
everyone.
thanks
Thank you.
to
Bye bye.
all
Take
the
care.
audience. Thanks to all the audience for staying till last and hearing to everyone. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.